Welcome to the latest in our 5-minute guide series. In this episode, we take a look at the digital divide. You've probably heard the term digital divide. The term's often used to talk about the divide between those who live in developed countries and therefore the argument goes have access to technology, and people who live in developing countries and therefore don't have access to technology. But stop and think for a minute and you'll realise that that isn't always the case. Even if you live in a resource-rich country, let's say Switzerland or Australia for sake of argument, where in theory technology is affordable and available, not everybody always has access to new technologies. And equally, if you live in what might be called a low resource environment, let's say for sake of argument India, it isn't always the case that nobody has access to any technology. Even in contexts where technology may traditionally have been beyond the means of the majority, the rapid spread and affordability of low-end mobile devices, as one example, and connectivity means that large numbers of previously disadvantaged sectors of the population now own or have access to mobile technology at the very least. A digital divide can exist on a number of levels. For example, within a high resource context, we may have disadvantaged groups, such as migrant population, homeless populations, and those sectors of society. We may also have a considerable divide between urban and rural areas in terms of access to technology, infrastructure, connectivity. Even in a single city, we may have schools which are very high-tech and schools with little or no technology. And similarly, at the level of the individual classroom, we may have students who have access to technology at home to help them with their homework and students who don't. Another digital divide is that between teachers who have the skills and training to appropriately leverage technology to enhance and support their students' learning and those who don't. In other words, there is a divide between teachers who use technology well and teachers who use it ineffectively or not at all, even if they have access. If we look at the digital divide from this perspective, we can see it as a pedagogical issue, and therefore one that teachers can be equipped to overcome. In fact, training teachers and learners to become digitally literate is not only achievable, but should be a fundamental consideration in any training programme, both pre-service and in-service. In our training around the world, we come across teachers who work in contexts with little or no technology in their schools. Some of these teachers throw up their hands and claim that nothing can be done. However, others have worked within their limited context to integrate an appropriate and context-specific use of technology into their English language classes. There are many examples of teachers doing just this. We start with national projects, the Janala project in Bangladesh, courtesy of the BBC, which provided short English input sessions at affordable local rates through clever use of mobile technologies. In the same vein, we have Learn English SMS from the British Council and local partners in Sudan and Libya, and the Milli project in India, which worked on literacy through mobile devices. On an institutional level, we've seen a variety of projects incorporating technology. This project from the Casa Thomas Jefferson is a prime example of a well-conceived and implemented iPad project in Brazil. You can find out more about this and other mobile projects on our website. The address, as always, is at the end of the video. On an individual level, Turkish teacher Nergis Kern's fabulous use of podcasts to help taxi drivers improve their English is a great example of a meaningful, low-resource project with great outcomes. In a similar vein, Egyptian teacher Ayat Al-Tawal's use of a single computer and connection to bring classrooms from Latin America to her students in Egypt via Skype has opened up a world of possibilities for her students and the students on the other side of the planet. Well, our 5 minutes is up. Whichever side of the various digital divides you currently sit on, we hope you've taken some inspiration from this video. See you next time.